afternoon. Please take your seat. Just one question each from my side.
Yes, sir.
Because after our previous meeting,
Yes, sir.
the budget was presented.
Yes, sir.
So give us your quick take on the budget.
Yes. Sir, I think this year's budget is a balanced one. Rather than focused on newer announcements, sir, this budget aims to consolidate our status first. So, for example, in the macroeconomic and the fiscal consolidation arena, certain prudential steps were undertaken in this year's budget. 3 kartavyas of the budget were also published, which highlight different priorities of the government aimed at making India a developed country by 2047. However, sir, there have been certain allegations of certain shortcomings which are there, but the benefits and the overall outlook of the budget is much on a stronger footing, sir, in my opinion.
What is different in this, the report of the 16th Finance Commission?
Yes, sir. So there are few changes from the last Finance Commission, sir. One is that they have discontinued the revenue deficit grants, which was even talking about by 15th FC that they will be discontinuing it in the future, sir. And sir, the devolution criteria, the horizontal devolution criteria, there is a new addition to the framework. 10% contribution to GDP has been added this year, sir. And this year's the grants to the local bodies. This time, urban bodies have gotten more grants than the previous one. So these are the key differences.
Good, Raghav. Good. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Raghav.
Good afternoon, sir.
Raghav, is there any sense in having, STT there along with LTCG and STCG?
Sir, there has been a long pending demand from certain industry bodies.
What is your opinion?
Sir, I think if there should be rationalization in this regard, sir. If we have certain tax in one domain, then over taxation, I think, sir, does not augur well until and unless, sir, it is aimed at discouraging certain speculative trading, sir, which was the intent of introducing the STCG this year, sir, in the F&O market, sir.
Why does the endogenous growth theory advocate R&D investments over infrastructure alone?
Yes. So if I'm allowed to bring one context as to how the endogenous theories were introduced. So before that, neoclassical theories were prominent that technical growth, technological progress will undertake the growth for the longest period, sir. But endogenous theories further expanded it that in order to usher in the technological progress, in order for the research and development, and that will come on a much more footing than what infrastructure investment by government can undertake, sir. We need to work upon 3 parameters, sir. One is that we have to invest in our university level institutions. We have to give incentives to our investors, and thirdly, policy domain we need to improve that so the R&D could usher in the more economic growth for our country, sir.
What you are trying to say is that the knowledge spillover
Yes, sir.
gives increasing returns.
Definitely, sir.
Whereas physical capital
Yes, sir.
over a longer period gives diminishing returns.
Sir, I'm not sure if the returns are diminishing from the infrastructure, but research and development provides a much longer domain and a much nuanced.
Then that one line answer would have sufficed. This is what I am pointing out to you.
Sir.
Okay. Why does Sain's capability approach criticize the GDP-centric development metrics?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, Sain's prominent argument is that we have to first invest in our human capital and then the GDP growth should follow.
What is your opinion?
Sir, I think we need to have a balanced growth theory in place, sir. So for a long time there has been debate between the unbalanced growth theory, which should come first, the human capital or the GDP metrics. Sir, I think government is even as of today investing in both at a very simultaneous framework, sir. We are investing our human capital
Okay,
and growth.
2 questions on Bihar.
Yes, sir.
What are the 3 cultural regions of Bihar?
Cultural regions, sir. Sir, it is geographically divided based on the language in my limited understanding, sir. The western part is called the Bhojpur region. The northeastern part is the Mithilanchal region. The central part is the Magahi region, sir, and
In the last budget of Bihar,
yes, sir.
how much was percentage terms provided to education sector? It was a huge outlay
Yes, sir.
as a percentage of the budget.
Uh,
Or
sir,
percentage
I'm
of
not
GDP.
exactly sure, but I have one fact that health and education comprised of over 25% of the budget, sir.
Health is, much lower, but education has been given a
I
large
will look
prominence.
into it, sir.
If you have, looked at, what is this Bihar student credit card scheme?
Sir, the scheme primarily aims to help the students to pursue higher education in the state, sir. So I think the amount is, I'm not sure of what the amount is. So at preferential interest rate, the loan is given, so that higher
These
education.
are interest-free loans.
Yes, sir. Interest free. Yes, sir.
There is
Sorry.
no preferential rate of interest.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm well, sir. Thank
You're
you.
fine. Okay. You are a student of economics.
Yes, sir.
Tell us this year's economic survey,
Yes, sir.
25-26.
Yes, sir.
What does chapter 16 have to say?
So chapter 16, sir, is linked to the AI and the economic growth. Sir, I'm not sure of the chapter, sir.
But I am on the chapter.
Sir, I have been able
Anyway,
to
I'll
cover-
give you a little start.
Yes, sir.
It is relates to building strategic resilience and blah blah. Now does it ring any bells?
Sir, I have been able to cover only till chapter 5, sir.
Oh dear me. So you have a long way to go before you can get the economic survey going.
Sir, today is my last mock, sir, and I have a week, sir. I was planning to dedicate this to reading, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
How do you otherwise see the role of the state and role of the private sector and role of the citizens in economic development?
Sir, I
Go
think-
one by one.
Yes, sir. Sir, starting with the role of government, sir.
Yeah.
So government needs to create a very facilitative environment so that the economic growth and overall development can take place, sir.
Mhm.
And the government should act as an umpire, a facilitator and a regulator, sir. And the work of actual playing, that needs to be left to the private sector, sir, so that it can undertake investment and there are no constraints to their decision making, sir. At the same time, citizens also need to contribute how much they can in their own spirit. So this was depicted by the Japanese model after the World War II as shown by this year's economic survey, sir. Even last year's economic survey talked about it, sir.
So and private sector should bring its own investment.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. They should be the primary harbinger of growth in the economy, sir.
So overall, are you saying that the state's role
Yes.
should be reduced?
Sir, state's role, in my opinion, should be redefined, sir.
Redefined.
Certain areas need reduction in the role. Certain core governance areas, regulatory arenas, and the facilitator arenas need more government presence, sir.
But generally, whenever regulations are increased,
Yes, sir.
then there are these accusations government is again converting into
Yes.
inspector Raj because regulations will have to be monitored, checked. What do you
Sir,
think of
there
that?
is a fine line between regulating the economy for good and over-regulation, sir. We did over-regulation in our past, sir, that did not augur well for our economic growth. But in certain sectors, to regulate the competition and serve the overall interest of the society, regulatory mechanism of the government has to be increased. We saw in the case of airline sector, sir. Due to the regulatory deficits, we saw how the Indigo crisis unfold in the economy, sir.
Okay, last question for you.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
No?
I just sort of slipped my mind.
Ah,
As a
okay.
continuation of something
Okay.
he had said.
What's 10 dash line?
Yes. So 10 dash line is an imaginary line in the South China Sea, sir. So
If it's so imaginary, then what is 9 dash line?
sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall at the moment.
Okay. What's the difference between the red zone and the green zone, and where is it being applied?
Sorry, sir, I'm not. I'll look into it.
Okay. Same-sex marriage, legal or illegal in India?
Uh, Sir, it is not illegal in India currently, sir. But there is no law that talks about it as well, sir. So it's in a policy grey space as of now, sir. So there is a right to civil union as per Honorable Supreme Court, sir. But there is
The
no,
Supreme Court says same-sex marriage is legal.
sir, it has said in my understanding that it is not illegal, sir. That we need to have a law backed by the Parliament in this regard, whatever it wants to regulate it further, sir. Sir, if that is the case, I'll look into it.
Or Japanese are spending how much of the GDP on the military, and what is now alarming China? What do they intend to do?
I'm not sure of the exact numbers, but with the re-election of Sanai Takaichi, so they are recalibrating their old hesitant military spending policy, and they are going towards a more aggressive spending, sir. In my
My
understanding.
last question, what is Shakskam?
Sakshgam, sir, is an Indian territory in the Jammu Kashmir state of India, sir.
Where?
Sir, in the northernmost part of Jammu Kashmir. We unfortunately lost it to a neighboring country, sir.
It's part of Jammu and Kashmir today?
Yes, sir, it is our territory, sir, but unfortunately it's not under our control as of today, but it is a very right part of our India, sir.
With 370 abrogation, what's happened to the state of Jammu and Kashmir?
Yes, sir. So, sir, certain deregulatory mechanisms were put in place.
In that context, where is the Shakskam? Jammu and Kashmir or elsewhere?
Sir, I'll have to recheck, sir, if
No
that is
problem.
the
Thank
case.
you, thank you.
Our corporate tax rates
Yeah.
Yes,
and
sir.
system
Yes, sir.
is compared to international rates,
Yes, sir.
is it all conducive to promote in industry?
Yes, sir. In 2019, we undertook corporate tax reductions, which were earlier very high, sir. Going by the Laffer curve argument that over-taxation does not augur well for the investment, sir. So India is trying to reach towards the global practices of having sufficient taxation that firstly does not disrupt the investment and also does not let the corporate income go away untaxed, sir. So type of golden mean is being tried to strike there, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello Raghav, how are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm fine, sir.
Raghav, the Indian investor is buying more gold ETFs than mutual funds.
Yes, sir.
So, is that counterproductive insofar as investment into manufactured goods?
So, sir, can you please repeat the last line, sir?
Is that counterproductive
Yes, sir.
insofar as taking risks and investing into manufacturing?
So there are two arguments I would like to put, sir. Both the instruments which we discussed, sir, the gold ETF and the other, they are both primarily undertaken in the secondary market, sir. So neither of the investment goes into the company directly, sir, for their cost productive capital outlay, sir. And sir, coming to why gold ETFs are on a public priority as of now, sir, because of the uncertainty in the global equity markets, primarily due to actions of the US government as of today, sir. So there is concerns with respect to dollar, there is concerns with respect to the yields of the US government bonds, sir. And also there is certain uncertainty which is fueling the gold boom, gold price and silver price appreciation as of today, sir.
So, if this be the case, isn't gold still the best buy today?
Sir, I think it depends upon the risk appetite of the investors, where they want to park their funds. Do they have more risk taking capability, or they want to maximize their returns, or they want to play safe, sir? So it ultimately depends, sir.
You think the RBI it's time for the RBI to intervene and stop the slide of the rupee?
Sir, since for the period of 2021 to 24, RBI was actively intervening in the rupee market and trying to reduce the pace of the fall, sir. Since 25, it has recalibrated its policy and said, and even this year's economic survey talks about that, until and unless India has a current account deficit, rupees depreciation in the longer run cannot be controlled. And if we are going to control it inorganically, sir, this will further end up hurting both of our exports and also our forex reserves, sir. So it was a prudent decision not to intervene, sir, and I stand by this decision of RBI, sir.
The amalgamation of banks
Yes, sir.
has in many ways obfuscated the real state of NPAs. Am I right?
So to an extent, after the merger of public sector banks have led to certain operational outcomes in a positive tone. But sir, I think the NPA reduction was a much more organic fashion in which both the sectors, the government and the RBI undertook many steps which helped the NPA to come down, sir. The public sector merger was only one part of the plan, sir, I think.
What is a fisheye lens?
Hearing this word of I'm not sure.
You do mobile photography. Huh?
Yes, sir.
You haven't come across a fisheye lens.
No, sir, I will look into it. I'm sorry, sir.
What is this work you do in Google Maps?
So, sir, I review places and I upload the pictures of public spaces, sir. While I do photography, sir, I found certain place so that I can display my creative imagination, sir. So,
Is this something which earns you some money or?
no, sir, it has been demonetized now, sir.
Ah.
It was earlier monetized, sir, but it has been now
Because I
demonetized.
now find that there is a level 10 in this.
Yes, sir, the level 10 is the highest.
Ah.
Yes, sir, it depends upon how much points you have earned by your contribution, sir.
Finally tell me, caroms.
Yes, sir.
Is caroms, if I say caroms is a poor man's snooker, would I be unfair to caroms or unfair to snooker?
It is a subjective way to speak about it, sir, but I think carom is gaining popularity worldwide, sir, and not only the lower strata of the population, even the elite ones are also, getting interested after the ICF related tournaments have started to come up, sir. International Carom Federation, sir.
What is boric powder made of?
Sir, I have read, I'm not able to recall it anymore, sir.
Finally tell me, what are the 8 pillars of Viksit Bharat?
8 pillars, sir. Sir, I have read only 6 pillars, sir. If I am able to tell them, sir. One is working upon the education sector, improving quality and access. Other is working upon the health sector, quality-wise and access-wise. Other is 70% labor force participation of women. Other is sound rural and agriculture development. And sir, there are 2 more, sir. Quality employment is one aspect, sir. I'm forgetting the other
Something
ones.
digital?
I have not come across this 8-fold classification.
Read it out.
I will read it out, sir. Thank you for
Thank
calling.
you.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Thank you.
Let me just spare another sort of 30 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Has economics solved the problem of recession?
So I think economics, the study of economics helps the policy maker to charter the territories of uncharted waters. So for example, recession. So economics tells us what we can do in terms of policy, sir. Both the fiscal policy and the monetary
Has
policy.
it successfully explained why recessions happen?
Yes, sir. To a great extent, economics has been able to explain why recessions happen, sir. It can be.
I would say no.
Okay, sir. Sir, I think whatever I have studied, sir, we have sufficient tools.
Still struggling to explain. And it's also always a post facto wisdom.
Yes, sir. That criticism is somewhat true, sir. Economics mostly sees the subject as a post facto analysis, sir. But there are certain economic models, for example, the DSG models in macroeconomics, which are working pretty well to explain the upcoming recessionary phenomena. For example, the yield curve inversion is a very...
Okay. Lastly,
Yes, sir.
for the same problem, recession,
Yes, sir.
Keynes and Friedman
Yes, sir.
come out with completely contradictory solutions.
Yes, definitely.
So who is true?
Sir, I think there needs to be an intervention on both sides, sir. Keynes focused on the fiscal side more, monetarists focused upon the monetary policy led by Friedman and others, sir. So I think even while we faced the COVID crisis, we undertook actions on both the fronts, sir. Government did its own part, sir, and RBI did its
So
own part.
his also being on the other hand continues.
Yes.
Okay, Raghav, thank you. All the best. Come in, Raghav. Please take your seat. Tell us your own self-analysis first.
So there are certain areas I need to read more upon, sir. But sir, overall, sir, I think it was not very bad, sir.
No, it was excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Not very bad would be British statement.
Understatement of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Yes,
It was excellent.
thank you, sir.
And keep up like this.
Thank you, sir.
Just a couple of small things.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
One, I thought some answers could and need to be sharper
All right, sir.
in terms of composition, not content.
Yes.
Content, good.
So can you please give an
Yeah, the
example?
very first one, your take on budget,
Okay, sir. Yes.
went on for a long time.
Okay, sir.
And similarly, couple of other answers.
theory
Yeah.
when I talk to you.
Yeah,
Sorry, sir. I'll shorten my answer.
Ah,
Sure, sir.
it can be crispy,
it is our
Content
skill.
is fine.
Yeah.
but going
Also,
on.
for the first time in mock, I came across somebody asking me endogenous theory, sir. So I was taken a bit off my track, sir. Yes, sir.
can
But
have-
actually, remember, this is how it can also go on 19th.
Yes, sir. Sure. I'll
Yeah.
prepare this, sir.
Yeah. So, like, sharper. The skill will be putting the same content in lesser words.
All right, sir. I'll work
That how
upon this,
to
sir.
put the stuff. Then, of course, current preparation will go on,
Yes, sir.
has to go on. Then, in response to his answer on 16th chapter,
Yes, sir. Sorry. My mistake, sir.
And don't, I mean, I'm sure you will not do this on 19th, but
Yes, sir.
so far I have been able to read up to chapter 5, and in the remaining week, that's my plan, etc.
Okay, sir. I'll
Completely uncalled for.
All
You
right.
can actually just smile, and actually your first response was okay, up to the mark. That, sir, I'm not sure, but I think it is about AI.
Okay, sir.
No problem. Okay. Actually, I have reason to say that even Anant Nageshwaran himself may not exactly remember what is chapter 16.
Yes.
So it's okay. But this one, so far I have
Also
reached up
fun
to.
enough.
Very
There's a
bad.
big
Very bad
policy
impression.
Yeah,
reset.
yeah, yeah.
Very bad impression.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a big
And
policy reset in chapter 16.
Sir,
that is
I'll
more
read
important.
today,
On
sir.
the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
reset.
Chapter 16, sir. I think there are 2 parts to it this time, sir. Okay, sir.
The document itself is wonderful.
Yes, sir.
Because government has this time made it clear that even CIIF, FICCI and everyone stop coming, running, raise tariff barriers, otherwise we will not be able to. Now you can come for every kind of help, but you have to face and become competitive.
All right, sir. Thank you for pointing
that is
it
a
out.
big reset. पहले गवर्नमेंट उनके सुनती थी, उनके हिसाब से पॉलिसी सेट कर देती है. उनको बोलिए भाई पॉलिसी हम सेट करेंगे, आप पढ़ना सीखो.
All right, sir. I'll look into it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Don't use this for term.
ये look into it वाला
बिल्कुल
कभी
मत बोलना.
कहीं नहीं, किसी सरकारी उसमें कहीं पे भी मत बोलना.
Okay, sir.
Because तुम्हारे टाइम में तो वो नहीं था, एक सीरियल आता था, यस मिनिस्टर.
Okay, sir.
So look into it means we are going to forget about it.
Okay.
Do nothing about it.
Okay. और
I-
या we are considering it means file while पता नहीं कहाँ देख
Lost.
And if we are actively
So what
considering
can
it
be a
means we are
better
trying to
word,
find the file, मिल जाएगी तो देखेंगे क्या करना.
All right. I'll
These are
avoid
very
this.
covered statements.
So what can be a better statement?
I will study.
Study it.
Okay. Thank
Or
you.
sir, thank you for pointing out. I will make it a point to study, read, go deep
Read up in
into
it, or I will collect more information to firm up my opinion.
Okay.
Even at the risk of repetition, I'll still say one line summary. I will look into it is a typical bureaucratic phrase
Okay, sir.
which actually means I will do nothing about this. So, eminently avoidable.
All right, sir.
Then only at one place and out of enthusiasm, but you almost cut the panel member through
Okay,
to
sir.
continue to say something you were saying.
Okay,
The
sir.
discussion on this Google and the role you are playing.
Okay, sir.
And while you were saying something, sir started asking something, but you cut him and persisted, continued with your answer.
Major mistake, sir.
And no, not major.
Okay, sir.
Everyone could see it's out of enthusiasm
Yes, sir.
that you are so into giving your answer that probably your mind didn't notice that he is saying something. And it's just, if you were into physics, I would have used the word inertia. Inertia, that once a momentum is generated, unless some other force operates on it, the momentum just continues.
Yes, I understand.
Again, at one place only you asked a counter question. 8 pillars, sir?
Yes, sir. What should I do in this case, sir?
No, not a counter question.
I should avoid it, sir. Sir, if I'm not sure, then what should I say, sir?
Sir, I suppose or I presume amuk. This is what you are asking, and go on with your answer. The skill is turning it into a statement instead of a question.
Okay, sir. Counter question should be avoided.
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
All right, sir.
So instead of 8 pillars, sir, it is, sir, I presume your question is about 8 pillars of the budget. And I'm sorry, I'm able to say some 3, 4, 5, whatever. But
Okay, sir.
counter question. Then of course the other day also we said you are good at economics, continue to be so.
Yes, sir.
Let us hope that somehow the natural flow revolves around economics. Then your
Yes.
excellent understanding will come out.
I hope so, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Any more critical feedback,
No.
sir?
Just a study to continue 1 week
Yes, sir.
to focus on current. Plus, let me say, one possibility is maybe the chairperson or say some other panel members, 1 or 2 of them, maybe 3 of them, engage you on economics.
All
Okay.
right, sir.
Then there is a possibility that okay, the panel will sort of conclude you are good at economics, so let's go to different areas.
All right, sir.
Use this 1 week to also get ready for all those possible different areas.
All right, sir.
There the benchmark is what is expected of a UPSC aspirant.
All right, sir.
UPSC aspirant who has cleared mains.
All right, sir.
So it is current events of national and international importance in fields other than economics also.
All right, sir.
Or if it comes to say Bihar,
Yes, sir.
rather than only the budget, it could be like he said, cultural zones of Bihar.
Yes, sir.
So it is about culture, music, food culture, dance, drama, etc. Right? So it will be brushing up on also, especially current issues beyond economics.
All right,
Right?
sir. Sir, if I'm allowed, may I ask a question, sir?
Hmm.
Sir, was my answer on same-sex marriage wrong, sir? Same-sex marriage answer, sir, was it wrong,
The
sir?
Supreme Court said no. The Supreme Court decision is clear.
Yes, sir.
Same-sex marriage is illegal.
Okay, sir, they said it is. Sorry, sir, I will read more
Yeah,
about
just-
it, sir.
Raghav, I will sharpen the point. I will. When it comes to same-sex relationship,
Yes, sir.
Supreme Court has decriminalized it.
Yes, sir.
But when it comes to same-sex marriage,
Yes, sir.
the position taken by Supreme Court is it is for the legislature to decide.
Yes, sir.
So
Right.
we will not.
Yes, sir.
It's a deeper matter of even morals and the society.
Yes, sir.
So the house that represents the sovereignty should deal with it.
Yes, sir.
That is the exact constitutional position. Right? And it is in that sense that your answer wasn't sharp. I
Yes.
won't describe that as any wrong answer.
It was
It
not
was
up
in a
to-
roundabout way, in a slightly vague way. You did make this point, but sharper would be better.
Understand, sir. Understand, sir.
Right?
Thank you, sir.
Anything else?
No, sir. This all only comes to my
Right.
mind, sir.
So 200 plus, huh? on
I will
19th.
work my best. Sir.
Yes.
No crossroads on
Yeah.
the main road.
Yeah. These are notes for you, Raghav.
Thank you so much.
Keep
sir.
in touch also.
Thank you so much.
And
sir.
after 19th also, do let us know how the interview went.
So there are only 4 pages. Should
Huh?
there be 5, sir?
I am the 5th one.
Okay, sir.
Take this
Yes,
out.
sir.
Keep this out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep this out.
All the best.
Well
Thank you so
done.
much,
sir.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. Thank you.